Escape from Tarkov stands out as a brutal, exhilarating, and often frustrating anomaly in the modern gaming landscape. Developed by Battlestate Games, this hardcore tactical first-person shooter distinguishes itself through a near uncompromising commitment to realism, high-stakes gameplay, and an unparalleled level of weapon customization. Its extraction shooter format, where players enter dangerous zones, scavenge for loot, and attempt to extract, creates a unique tension that has captivated a dedicated player base, even amidst its well-documented flaws. It defies typical genre conventions, blending elements of military simulation, survival horror, and even RPG-like progression into a singular, unforgiving experience that rewards mastery and punishes complacency. What makes Tarkov so undeniably cool and unique is its relentless pursuit of authenticity and its ability to elicit genuine emotional responses from its players. At its core, Tarkov isn't just about shooting, it's about survival. A desperate struggle against both human and AI adversaries in the desolate, war-torn region of Norvinsk. Every raid is a nerve-wracking gamble where meticulous preparation is paramount, and a single mistake can lead to a loss of hours, if not days, of accumulated gear. The game's intricate ballistic system, which simulates bullet penetration, fragmentation, and ricochets, forces players to understand their weapon and ammunition on a granular level. This means that simply hitting a target isn't enough. The type of ammunition used against specific armor types determines the outcome, making bullet choice a critical, strategic decision. Paired with this intricate ammo and armor system is the game's health system. It goes beyond simple hit points, simulating specific limb damage, fractures, bleeds, and concussions, demanding precise medical management under pressure. A blacked out leg, for example, severely impedes your movement, while a blacked out arm drastically reduces aiming accuracy and recoil control, forcing players to adapt and retreat. The meticulous application of splints, painkillers, tourniquets, and surgical kits becomes a desperate dance in the heat of battle, adding a layer of strategic depth that far surpasses simple health pack mechanics of most shooters. This depth also extends to its looting and inventory management, turning every item into a calculated decision. What's worth the risk to carry out? Players engage in a constant game of Tetris with their backpacks and secure containers, weighing the value to space ratio for every item found. From high-value graphics cards and rare weapon parts to vital medical supplies and quest items. The constant trade-offs mean that even a highly successful raid often involves leaving valuable items behind due to space limitations. Beyond its simulation-like mechanics, Tarkov fosters an unparalleled sense of emergent storytelling. Every raid is dynamic, shaped by encounters with other highly geared PMCs, AI and player-controlled scavs, and formidable boss NPCs. The sheer unpredictability of these interactions, combined with the permanent loss of gear upon death, a mechanic known as full loot PvP, elevates the stakes far beyond typical shooters. The rustle of a bush, the distinct sound of gunfire, or the subtle crunch of footsteps can instantly trigger extreme paranoia, leading to tense standoffs, frantic ambushes, or desperate attempts to escape detection. A successful extraction, especially after a harrowing firefight against superior odds, or a lucrative find that secures a significant financial boon, delivers a rush of adrenaline and a profound sense of accomplishment rarely matched in other video games. On the other hand, a quick, unexpected death resulting in the loss of a meticulously built weapon and expensive armor elicits a genuine feeling of despair, a tangible consequence that makes every life valuable. The game's evolving questing system, managed by various traders, pushes players into dangerous zones, forcing engagement with specific objectives that often intersect with PvP hotspots, adding another layer of risk and reward to an already tense gameplay loop. The game's unparalleled weapon modding system allows players to customize firearms down to individual components like receivers, handguards, stocks, sights, and suppressors, appeals to a deep sense of progression and personalization, turning each weapon into a bespoke creation. This gun porn aspect encourages players to experiment, understand weapon ergonomics and recoil, and perfect their loadouts, making each weapon feel truly yours. However, Tarkov's distinct identity is a double-edged sword, and its unique qualities often breed significant criticism. The most prominent barrier to entry is its incredibly steep learning curve, a veritable wall that new players must overcome. Tarkov offers no hand-holding. New players are thrown into the deep end with no in-game tutorials, forcing them to rely on external wikis, community-made map guides, and countless hours of trial and error to grasp its complex mechanics, map layouts, extraction points, and item systems. The sheer volume of information to absorb, from understanding different ammunition types, medical states, and trader loyalty levels, to navigating the hideout and its crafting system, can be overwhelmingly intimidating. This inaccessibility can be off-putting to casual players, fostering a sense of frustration and abandonment, often leading to high player churn rates for those unwilling to invest hundreds of hours just to understand the basics. However, I don't see this as a bad thing. Not all games are for everyone. If BSG decided to cater to a more casual audience, then they might lose their core player base, who are looking for exactly what Escape from Tarkov can offer. Technical issues also persistently plague the experience, frequently undermining the immersive and high-stakes gameplay that Tarkov strives for. Despite continuous development, the game struggles with optimization, leading to inconsistent frame rates and jarring stutters, particularly on less powerful hardware or in dense areas of larger maps. These performance dips can be fatal in fast-paced gunfights, turning what should be a skill-based encounter into a frustrating dice roll. Desync, where the player's client and the server's state fall out of sync, is a particularly egregious issue that can lead to frustrating situations where shots don't register, players appear to teleport, or you die around a corner long after you thought you were safe. This network instability erodes player confidence and often leads to accusations of cheating, even where none is present. That being said, the most corrosive issue is the ongoing, seemingly Sisyphean battle against cheaters, whose presence undermines the high-stakes integrity of the game and can lead to profoundly unfair and demoralizing deaths. The existence of aimbots, ESP, and other hacks makes the investment of time and effort feel pointless when a raid can end arbitrarily at the hands of an unseen, unhittable opponent. Though I do feel like the cheating problem is often exaggerated, it is still an issue. I've gone dozens of raids in a row with nothing overly suspicious happening to me, but a single instance of blatant rage hacking feels infinitely worse in a game where a single death could mean a massive setback in your progression. The problem also appears to be worse than it is due to streamers actively getting targeted by cheaters as a way of advertising the cheats. It has eroded trust in the community, even if the average player rarely runs into these cheaters. Perception is in fact reality. Another thing that players outside of the genre dislike is the wipe cycle. While intended to reset the game's economy, rebalance the meta, and refresh player progression every few months, it can also feel like a repetitive grind to some players. For those who enjoy late-game content and access to high-tier gear, the forced reset means losing everything and having to restart their arduous progression from scratch, completing the same quests and grinding the same early-game items. This cyclical nature can lead to player burnout, as the novelty of starting fresh wears off after multiple wipes. While it creates a level playing field periodically, it also means that long-term, continuous progression is absent in the current iteration of the game, unless you want to play in PvE where there are no forced wipes, but you will need to fork over some extra cash for the privilege. Escape from Tarkov is a game of magnificent highs and infuriating lows. Its unique blend of near uncompromising realism, brutal difficulty, and meaningful progression creates an unmatched tactical experience that rewards dedication, careful decision-making, and an iron will. Its tension, triumphs, and the sheer depth of its systems make it a genuinely unique proposition in the gaming world. A true hardcore niche that has effectively created and profoundly influenced the extraction shooter subgenre. Yet its persistent technical shortcomings, steep learning curve, and the ongoing battle with the perception of cheating remain significant hurdles that prevent the game from achieving broader appeal and often test the patience of even its most dedicated players. For those willing to brave its unforgiving nature, to embrace the cycle of triumph and despair, Tarkov offers an unparalleled test of skill, patience, and nerves, forging unforgettable stories in its war-torn, highly detailed world that few other games can replicate.